All right, today we're going to be installing a new Bosch dishwasher. This is the 500 series. It's probably very similar, if not the exact same, on their other models. You can see I've got my other dishwasher already out, and I have cut the power at the breaker. Make sure you do that first. And I have the power wire that we're going to hook it up to. And then I have also got the drain unplugged, and I have the water unplugged too. So I'm gonna be hooking this up and get it going. So first things first, you need the power cord with junction box if you're gonna be using direct wired into your house. It also comes with a regular power outlet that you could use. I'm gonna go ahead and use the junction box because my house has this wire hanging out, so might as well make use of it. But I'm gonna start getting this wired up and then show you what it looks like complete. And so I got this box open. There's just 4 little screws on it. And as you can see, we've got 3 wires in there. And I have cut this back and, stripped it and opened this up here so we can connect these. I'm gonna put this thing in here, I forgot what it's called, to feed the wire in, and then we're just gonna match up the colors here and then close up the box. All right, so I've got this wired up, and basically all I did was add that little metal thing here. We've got the power coming in, and then splits out into 3, and just match the colors up here. I stripped these off. You put it in the hole there for each matching color. The ground is the copper one, and then you just screw these in to tighten it down, make sure it's nice and snug, and then you tighten up these right here. And again, make sure before you do any of this that your power is off at the breaker box, and I recommend using a tool like this to check that the line is in fact off and dead before you go messing with this. And we can show a hot one here. So this one's not off, but this one is. So be safe, and then wire this up. I'm just gonna put the 4 plastic screws and the cover back on here, and then probably mount it on the wall right there. All right, so we've got the power all set up here, and I've used the 2 smallest screws, just 2 of them. I don't know why there's not 4. I just stuck them into the wood there. That should be fine. And then I'm going to plug in the power cable. Looks like this, down in the bottom of the machine, and it's supposed to click in. I don't know if I can show it. It's just over here. Kind of inconvenient under the hose, depending which side you go. Oh look, there's a big picture of it. I'll put it right here. And it kind of clicked in. Didn't really make a significant click, but it's in. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna hook up the water. I got this hose that came with the delivery of it. And I'm gonna put this on one end. This will go into the machine, and then this other end is going to go through and in to connect under the sink to the water supply. Now I'm going to use some tape to better seal this off. It didn't come with it, but I have some, so I thought I'd use it. I'm just going to wrap this around here and get it connected to this end. All right, so I just wrapped around here like 3 times clockwise, and then we do it clockwise so that when we put this on, it doesn't go against the tape grain. So I'm just gonna get this going, get as tight as I can with my hand, and then I'm gonna get my crescent wrench, tighten it up the rest of the way. But then this will go into the back of the machine. There we go. Just tighten this. Get a good seal. There we go. And then this just goes down here. And it says make sure you don't remove this white cap, just leave it in there. It's not a cap actually, it's a debris filter. So I'm gonna just hook that up there, tighten that up, and then we'll be ready to connect the other end. All right, so this was actually more annoying than it should have been to put on. I recommend having someone help you tip it up so you can reach under here better. Make sure you're putting it on good without stripping out the plastic threads, which was kind of happening to me. But I finally got it on there real straight, and then I tightened it up with these pliers here. So we're good with the water. And everything is now hooked up on the machine side. So let's move over to under the sink side. All right, so under the sink, we've got the water hookup, and then the water line goes over to the machine. I'm just gonna put some thread tape on this and then connect this here. And then we'll have the drain hose go in over here. All right, so I got the water all hooked up here. I haven't turned it on just yet. I'll do that before I start using it. But I have a hole down here where the lines come in, and I noticed the instructions recommend doing a high loop where it actually goes up and then comes down to connect to the garbage disposal. So I'm actually gonna drill a hole up top there to bring it in properly. The hole up high here coming in from the machine over to my sink, so it'll come down and connect here properly. All right, so I started to push the machine back in so I can reach with the drain hose and we'll sort of pull the cables through, get them out of the way of the back. I just connected the drain here. You just push this on, this rubber seal over the connection point on the sink. It's actually kind of hard to do, so you just gotta use some strength there and really slip that over. And this little ring, make sure you put that little clamp on there first. So I'm just gonna push this over into the right spot and then tighten up this screw to really seal it in. But this clamp came with the machine as well. All right, so we got this all connected and clamped down. I will say this clamp was kind of annoying to tighten with the flathead screwdriver. It doesn't seem as good as like a normal clamp. If you have one laying around like from your last dishwasher, you might give it a try and just use you know, one of these. It's like wider and seems easier to do. I stabbed my hand with the screwdriver, so that's cool. So now everything is actually hooked up. Before you get this back in place, down underneath there are these feet that you're gonna have to adjust. I recommend unscrewing them at least about that far to get them started, because it's really annoying to try to do it. They say stick a screwdriver in a flathead in these little notches and you can undo it, but it's like really slow and annoying. So maybe just do it with your hand and then get it in there. And then you gotta put these little metal things in here. I did one already and then put a screw in here, but this is for the foot plate to hold that in place. Show you the other one. There's the screws that I used anyway. And we just take this and put it in this hole. There's like a little notch here where it clicks in, and you can see the flat side. Just push that in there, like so. I say screws, it's actually only one screw. We push this back in there, and we're just gonna put a screw in here. Right here. There we go. So just one screw apparently in each one, and then I believe the two remaining, the other ones over there, are to actually put the foot plate on at the end. So we'll see. Now let's start dealing with actually mounting it. Got two of these guys. And you want to put it where kind of the part coming upward is up, and these of course are gonna be where we connect, you know, put these, I believe these black screws here into the wood under the counter so that it won't shake when we open the door. So I'm just gonna take these and then I'm gonna squeeze these with the pliers and bend this down. I'll show you in a second. So just took each of these little winged ends and bent them up with some pliers so that it doesn't come out. And then once we scoot this in there, we'll put the screws in. All right, so I pushed it back in there. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. You can see that these tabs are pretty much right where they need to be. The little seal is nice and fit here. So I got kind of lucky. It's actually pretty well adjusted here. Don't have much of a gap at the top. But I want to show you at the bottom, if yours is tilted, you know, too much this or that way, or it needs to come up more. So if you need to fill in this gap, that's where you would raise these feet, right? So you raise these feet. You could do it with a flat head like this. You can also grab it with a wrench. You can see the wrench there. The wrench point, you can grab it and tighten these feet up so it'll lift it up to close the gap here. And then once you close the gap in the front, obviously you're only raising the front, so it could tip back a little bit. And then what you can do there to bring the rear up and level is, which is what I need to do now, you just twist this right here with a flathead screwdriver. So I need to bring it up a little bit. I'm just gonna do this. All right, so after playing with it a bit, I realized that turning it to the right brings the front forward like this. If you turn it to the left, it pushes it back. So basically all you wanna do is make sure that this is nice and aligned. It's looking good there. And then, of course, the dishwasher is stable, not rocking back and forth left and right. And then I noticed if I went too far to the right, it actually made it where these things were coming out over my countertop here. So you want to have it where it's obviously back where you can connect it in the wood. But whatever you need to do to make it stable at this point and remove the gap. But mine's looking good. And so I'm just gonna put these screws in and then we'll turn it on. All right, so I flipped the power on outside. It is working, so we're in business. It also came with this like big adhesive strip that's supposed to be a steam guard because this particular model has a option auto air to pop out and steam, let steam out to dry, or if you're gonna open it when it's steamy. But there wasn't really a good way to put it in here that made sense to me. I tried putting the sticker in here and it's like steam could still get back there if it really wanted to. I'm not too worried about it, so I'm just not gonna put it in. And then the last bit is really just gonna be putting in the foot here. So we gotta put this in there, and then there's these two little screws. These just go into those little holes over there, and we should be ready to go. So we've got it all installed, looking nice and flush. Opens well, it's not rocking around anywhere. The power and everything's all hooked up, so we're good. Hope you enjoyed the video. If it helped you out, give it a like. Have a great rest of your day. See ya. I almost forgot, I also posted in the description a video from Bosch showing tips and tricks and how to use the machine, which is pretty cool. I got some good tips from that. I also found out that the red light that you see on the floor is an indicator that the machine is still running, so you know not to open the door while it's running. Anyway, hope this video helped you out, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.